What is up, everybody? I hope you're having a nice Elden Ring. I know I sure am. And today I got another really nice guide for you. I'm going to be showing you guys how to get smithing stones 3 and 4, how to buy them from the shop super early. Obviously, as always, we're starting at the Storm Gate when you just get Torrent, the horse, and we're going to be heading up north. This is actually easier than being able to buy smithing stones 1 and 2 early on in the game, because for 3 and 4 you don't have to swing your weapon a single time. You don't have to kill a single enemy in this game. You can just go right for the items you need and you can totally do it. No bosses need to be slain, nothing needs to be done. All you have to do is a little bit of traveling and a bit of picking up some items. The 2 main items we're going to need, this is going to be the first part of this walkthrough, is we're going to need the Dectus Medallion left and right. Both of these are going to give you access to the Dectus Lift, which will get you access into Altus Plateau, where there is a dungeon that has the Miner's Bell-Bearing 2, which will let us buy the smithing stones that we need. So as you can see, follow the path I'm taking here, pretty much just through Limgrave towards the Summonwater Village. We're going to be grabbing the Site of Grace real quick for a little bit later. We'll be coming back here. But for starters, we're going to be heading towards... there's a To Be a Mariner. Say hello, To Be a Mariner. We'll be going over to Caelid, and we're going to go to Fort Faroth, because that's where our first Dectus Medallion is going to be. Otherwise, it's a pretty easy trip over there. Nothing too much you have to worry about. Like I said, just follow the path that I'm taking, and you should get there pretty easily. Just grabbing another Site of Grace for safety. You don't need to grab that one. It's not required. If you follow the path I'm taking here, by the way, you should pretty much avoid aggroing most of the dragons. Not that they're really much of a threat. As long as you're on your horse and you just keep going, you can pretty much avoid most of them. But I think the path I'm taking here pretty much assures that none of them will aggro you, except for Grail. Grail will always aggro you and do her like shouting attack that debuffs you, so I don't think there's much you can do about that. Alright, just going to grab this Site of Grace. This one is pretty important because the run up here can go pretty bad. We're going to be running into Fort Faroth real quick, and we're just going to dart right to the back up the ladder. There's a ton of like harpies and bat creatures in there, and the harpies are real fucking assholes, let me tell you. I got lucky there, but they can do some pretty nasty attacks, and if you get pretty unlucky at this early on in the game, they'll definitely one-shot you. There's the Dectus Medallion right. Easy stuff, obviously, right there in Fort Faroth. We're going to be going back to the Summonwater Village outskirts now. Just teleport back to that Site of Grace, because now we're going to go get the left Dectus Medallion, which is going to be located in Fort Height in Limgrave. Same deal. Say hello to Be a Mariner. We're passing by him. There he is. And as we're coming up here, you're going to want to jump onto a sprint spring on your right here to bring you down into this kind of ravine over towards the Third Church of Marika and the Mist Woods. Alright, as you're approaching the fort here, you're going to want to obviously take a little right here, grab this Site of Grace just in case something goes wrong. This fort's a little easier to navigate than Faroth, just because you're at the appropriate level for it, and there aren't crazy enemies that'll just absolutely destroy you. But this one, Obviously, run right through it. Just going to go all the way up, ignore all the enemies, don't care. There's a Bloody Slash on the left there if you want to kill that NPC for it. Not important for us, just for this guide. But right up the ladder, same deal. You know, Metal Gear style. Open up the chest, and bada bing, bada boom, there you go, Dectus Medallion left. Now you have both the Dectus Medallions. What you're going to want to do is you're just going to want to teleport back to the gate front. I should have actually grabbed the Storm Shack Site of Grace that I passed earlier just to make things a little bit faster, but that's alright. Just loses us a couple of seconds here to travel back up same path that we took earlier. And now we're going to go towards Liurnia of the Lakes. If you're familiar with my Smithing Stone 1 and 2 guide, how to buy those early. If you aren't, recommend you check it out. Super easy to do. But if you watch that guide, we're going to be taking pretty much the same path that we took for that up towards that dungeon, except we're just not going to be going to the dungeon there. We're going to instead go all the way up to the Dectus lift, but it's pretty much the same exact pathing. Grabbing the Site of Grace here just to be safe. I take a couple of seconds here just to figure out where the hell I want to go for this. It pretty much doesn't matter what path you take, really, as long as you're hanging on the right side of Liurnia, you'll get to where you need to go. So you don't actually need to take the exact path I'm taking. But like I said, as long as you're on the right side of the whole ravine, you'll pretty much end up where you need to be. Something that seems to happen that really bugs me is whenever I want to record a video for like a guide or something, I swear to God, every time in Elden Ring, it is like super foggy at that exact moment. I don't know what it is. I probably should just pass the time until the weather gets better in the game, but I'm also too lazy. But it definitely makes it a little hard to navigate at times. But I don't know why the game decides every time I want to record to make it the foggy weather. Alright, in a second here, you're going to see a mausoleum on the right. There he is, big old boy. That's how you know you're heading in the right direction. You're going to want to approach the mausoleum, left side, obviously. Don't aggro any of the enemies. We're not here to deal with them at all. Try not to aggro them. I aggroed them, but it doesn't really matter. You're going to want to go to the sprint spring right here and just go all the way up. The animation is super goofy looking. It's more natural looking because the footage is sped up, obviously. But in-game, it's super goofy looking because, like, you kind of just hang there for a couple of seconds because it's like, I think it's like probably the biggest sprint spring in the game. It like makes you jump the highest or whatever. It just looks really weird in my opinion. I don't know why. It's very funny though. Obviously, so just straight back here. Pretty much just a straightaway. Try to avoid the trebuchets. I get hit by one of them here because I'm an idiot. But they're mostly pretty non-threatening if you actually pay attention. Can't really modify the trajectory on those things. Not the best tool for defense. More of a offensive sieging tool. So a bit of a failure on the Cuckoo Knights part there. I think it's the Cuckoo Knights. Hopefully I'm not wrong. Grand Lift of Dectus, here we are. Just show the medallion. We're going to skip the cutscene, obviously, but assuming if you're watching this video, you're probably familiar with it, hopefully. But now we're in the Altus Plateau. pretty easy stuff, and you're just going to want to follow the road. There's going to be a site of grace in a second on the left here that we're going to be taking. I'm pretty sure. Yes, right there. Now you're definitely going to want to grab this site of grace just in case, because there is a huge gauntlet coming up. A lot of enemies kind of guarding this, the staircase, very reminiscent of like Lothric Castle in Dark Souls 3. You're just going to want to go straight up, just sprint past all of them, try to avoid them if you can. Enemies in this area definitely do a lot of damage to you, just because you're super low level for this area at this point. But if you just go straight back, you'll definitely make it straight through the twin tree sentinels. Almost called them dragon riders, I don't know why. But straight through the 2 tree sentinels, you should be good. They shouldn't bug you. And follow the path I'm taking. We're on the home stretch here. Pretty much all the hard stuff is done. It's just easy stuff moving forward. That wasn't even hard stuff, really. It's just, you know, opportunities of death. Pretty much no chance to die here. Or very low chance of you dying. You're going to go to the back here. There's going to be a little cave. There's going to be the Sealed Tunnel is the name of the cave. And if you came in here earlier and weren't sure what the hell was going on, why it's just a room, there's an illusory wall. Hit that illusory wall. And the item we're looking for, literally in the first room, super useful, right there in that chest. Crack the chest open, grab it, and there it is, the Smithing Stone Miner's Bell Bearing 2. I almost die here because this dude gets a hit on me. But I'm going to be heading back to the Roundtable Hold now, just to show this off to you. Obviously, you want to give these bell bearings to the Twin Maiden Husk sales people, whatever they're called, the stone merchants, Twin Maiden Husks. Give them the bell bearing, go to purchase, and as you can see, right in the shop, for 600 runes and 900 runes, Smithing Stone 3 and 4, respectively. I also forgot to show off here in a second, you also get access to explosive stones, I think they're called. I'm trying to find them in the menu here in the footage, but there they are, explosive stones. You get access to buy those as well. Anyways, I hope this helped you out, guys. If it did, remember to leave a like, leave a subscribe, helps support the channel, helps me, encourages me to make new stuff, and I'll see you next time.